Have you ever been standing next to someone at a bus stop or in an elevator, and you thought to yourself, I should say something, but your mind just went completely blank?
Oh my gosh, James, yes. That happens to me all the time. My brain just says, nope, nothing, silence.
Right? And then the moment passes, and you feel a little strange, like you missed a chance to connect with someone.
Exactly. Or even worse, someone starts talking to you and you understand the words, but you don't know how to answer naturally.
That's the exact feeling we want to fix today. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Learning Lab. I'm James.
And I'm Jenny, and today we are talking about something so simple but so important: small talk.
Small talk. Those short, easy conversations you have with people at work, at the store, waiting for coffee.
Or with a neighbor. Actually, funny story, yesterday my neighbor and I stood in the hallway for like 2 full minutes just smiling at each other, no words. It was so awkward.
Ha, I know that feeling exactly. It's strange, isn't it? Small talk feels small, but it can feel really big when you don't know what to say.
Especially in a new language, because in your own language, small talk feels automatic. You don't even think about it.
But in English, if you're a beginner, you might freeze up. Today, we're going to give you real phrases, simple ones that you can use in everyday situations.
Phrases for meeting someone new. Phrases for talking about the weather. Phrases for asking about someone's day, and even how to politely end a conversation.
Yes, because ending a conversation is just as important as starting one. Nobody teaches you that part.
So true. All right, James, should we start with the very beginning, the classic talking to a stranger?
Let's do it. Okay, Jenny, imagine this. You're waiting for the bus. Someone is standing next to you. What's the easiest, safest topic in the entire world?
The weather. It's always the weather. Every culture uses it, actually.
Exactly. So you could say something like, nice weather today, isn't it?
Nice weather today, isn't it?
Or, if it's raining, wow, it's really coming down out there.
Wow, it's really coming down out there.
That phrase, coming down, just means raining heavily. Native speakers use it a lot.
I love that one. And here's a tip for everyone listening. You don't need a deep opinion about the weather. You just need to open the door to conversation.
That's such a good way to put it. Small talk is really just opening a door. You're not writing an essay, you're just saying, hey, I'm friendly, let's talk.
So what happens after you open that door? Let's say the person answers you. Now what?
Good question. Usually they'll say something back like, yeah, it's beautiful today. Or, I know, I didn't bring my umbrella.
And then you can keep it going. Maybe something like, are you waiting for the number 12 bus too?
Are you waiting for the number 12 bus too?
See, that's a simple question, but it shows interest. It keeps the conversation alive naturally.
Exactly. And here's something important, Jenny. In small talk, you don't need perfect grammar. You need warmth, a smile, eye contact.
Oh, that's such a good point, because people remember how you made them feel, not whether you used the past perfect tense correctly.
So true. Okay, let's move to another really common situation. Someone asks you, how are you? What do most beginners say?
I'm fine, thank you, and you? I mean, it's correct, but it sounds a little robotic, doesn't it?
It really does. It's not wrong at all, but native speakers use so many other natural options.
Like what? Give us some real ones, James.
Okay, here we go. Pretty good, thanks. How about you?
Pretty good, thanks. How about you?
Or, not bad, can't complain.
Not bad, can't complain.
That one is interesting because it sounds a little negative, can't complain, but it actually means things are going okay.
Oh, I remember being so confused by that phrase when I first heard it. I thought, wait, why are they complaining about not complaining?
English can be funny like that sometimes. It's just a relaxed way of saying life is fine. Nothing exciting, nothing bad.
Got it. What about when things are actually going really well? What can we say then?
You could say, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Or even more casual, living the dream.
Living the dream.
That one is usually said with a little smile, sometimes a little joke, even if life isn't perfect. It's a fun, relaxed expression.
I love that. And what if things are not so great? Like a rough day?
Good question. You could say, honestly, I've had better days. Or, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
That phrase is really common. It doesn't share too many details, but it lets the other person know you're a little tired without going into a whole story.
That's really useful, because sometimes you don't want to explain everything. You just want a short, honest answer.
Exactly. Small talk isn't about telling your whole life story. It's about connection in small, comfortable pieces.
Okay, James, let's talk about something else that comes up all the time. Weekend plans.
Oh, this is a classic one, especially on a Friday right before people leave work.
Totally. Someone might ask you, any big plans for the weekend?
Any big plans for the weekend?
And how would you answer that, James? Let's say you're just staying home, relaxing.
I might say, nothing too exciting, just relaxing at home. Or, I'm just going to take it easy this weekend.
I'm just going to take it easy this weekend.
Take it easy is such a useful phrase. It means to rest, relax, not do too much.
I use that phrase constantly. Even just saying goodbye to someone, you can say, take it easy, and it means have a relaxed time. Take care.
Great point. Now, what if you actually have exciting plans? Let's say you're going hiking or seeing friends.
You could say, I'm actually heading out of town to see some family. Or, a few of us are getting together for a barbecue.
A few of us are getting together for a barbecue.
And after you answer, don't forget to ask back, what about you? Any plans?
What about you? Any plans?
That's the secret, really. Small talk is a ping-pong game. You answer, then you throw the question back.
I love that comparison. A ping-pong game. Because if only one person is talking, it's not really a conversation anymore, is it?
Exactly, it becomes an interview. And nobody wants to feel like they're being interviewed at a bus stop.
So true. Okay, let's talk about another really common situation. Giving a compliment. This one makes a lot of people nervous.
Oh, definitely. People worry, what if it sounds weird? What if they think I'm being strange?
Right, but a simple, genuine compliment is actually a beautiful way to start a conversation. For example, I really like your jacket. Where did you get it?
I really like your jacket. Where did you get it?
See, that's perfect, because it's a compliment and a question. It naturally invites a response.
That's smart. What about at work? Let's say a coworker did a great job on a presentation.
You could say, hey, great job on that presentation today. Or, that was really well done, seriously.
That was really well done, seriously.
And usually, the person will say something like, oh, thank you so much, that means a lot.
And here's a small tip for everyone. When someone compliments you in English, you don't need to argue or say, no, it wasn't that good.
Oh yes, this is so important. In some cultures, we're taught to be humble and refuse compliments, but in English, it's polite to just say thank you.
Thank you so much. That's really kind of you.
Simple as that. Accept it, smile, say thank you. That's it.
Perfect. Now, James, let's talk about the workplace a little bit more. Small talk at the office, especially the classic elevator conversation.
Oh, the elevator. The most awkward 30 seconds of the entire day for so many people.
Exactly. You're standing so close to someone and you have to say something, but what?
Usually weather works again. Or you could ask, busy day?
Busy day?
Just 2 words, but it opens a whole conversation. The person might say, oh, so busy. I have 3 meetings today.
And then you could say, oh, wow, that sounds exhausting. Good luck with all of that.
Oh, wow, that sounds exhausting. Good luck with all of that.
That's such a warm, easy response. It shows you're listening and you care, even in 30 seconds.
Exactly. And what about starting the work week? Monday mornings are a small talk gold mine.
Oh, definitely. Someone might say, how was your weekend?
How was your weekend?
And you could answer, it was great, actually. I finally got some rest. Or, pretty quiet, just what I needed.
Pretty quiet, just what I needed. I really like that phrase. Just what I needed. It shows a little feeling, a little personality, without a long explanation. Yes, and remember, always throw the question back. How about yours? Did you do anything fun?
How about yours? Did you do anything fun?
Okay, let's move to another situation. One that comes up more than people expect. Waiting in line. At the grocery store, the pharmacy, anywhere.
Oh, this happens to me all the time. You're standing there, waiting, and it feels so quiet and strange.
Right, and a simple comment can really break that silence. Like, this line is moving slowly today, huh?
This line is moving slowly today, huh?
Small word there, huh, at the end. It's very casual, and it invites the other person to agree or respond.
I like that. Or if someone has something interesting in their cart, you could comment on that too, right?
Absolutely. Like, oh, those cookies look amazing. Are they good?
Oh, those cookies look amazing. Are they good?
It's such a light, friendly comment. It's not too personal, but it shows you're paying attention and you're friendly.
I really love this idea. Small talk doesn't need a big topic. It can just be about cookies.
Exactly. Now, Jenny, let's talk about something people forget completely. Ending the conversation. How do you leave, politely, without it feeling rude or sudden?
Oh, this is honestly one of my favorite topics because I used to really struggle with this. I never knew how to leave a conversation naturally.
Same here, actually. So what do you say now when you need to go?
I usually say, well, it was really nice talking to you. That phrase works in almost any situation.
Well, it was really nice talking to you.
And then you can add a reason for leaving, like, I should get going, but it was great chatting.
I should get going, but it was great chatting.
I should get going is such a useful phrase. It's polite, it's simple, and everybody understands exactly what it means.
What if you're at work and you need to end a chat with a coworker in the hallway?
You could say, anyway, I better get back to it. It means back to work.
Anyway, I better get back to it.
That word, anyway, is really helpful. It signals, softly, that the conversation is coming to an end.
Oh, I never thought about anyway that way. But you're totally right. It's like a gentle signal, a little transition word.
Exactly. And finally, don't forget a warm goodbye. Take care, have a good one, catch you later.
Take care. Have a good one. Catch you later.
All of these are casual, friendly, and very, very common in everyday English.
This has been such a good conversation, Jenny. Before we wrap up, let's talk about one more important thing. The mindset behind small talk.
Yes, I think this might actually be the most important part, because you can have all the phrases in the world, but if you're too nervous to use them, it doesn't help much.
So true. What's your advice for someone who feels really nervous starting small talk in English?
Honestly, remember that mistakes are completely normal. Native speakers make small talk mistakes too. Nobody's judging you as much as you think.
That's such good advice. And also remember, small talk isn't a test. It's just two people being friendly for a few minutes.
Exactly. And the more you practice, even small phrases like nice weather today, the more natural it becomes.
All right, Jenny, let's do a quick, friendly recap for everyone listening. What are the big ideas from today?
Okay, so first, starting a conversation. Weather is always a safe topic, like nice weather today, isn't it?
Second, answering how are you in a natural way. Pretty good, thanks. Not bad, can't complain. It's been a long day.
Third, talking about weekend plans. Any big plans for the weekend? And I'm just going to take it easy.
Fourth, giving and receiving compliments. I really like your jacket. And remember, just say, thank you so much.
Fifth, small talk at work, like in the elevator or on Monday morning. Busy day? And how was your weekend?
Sixth, small talk while waiting in line. This line is moving slowly today, huh?
And finally, politely ending a conversation. It was really nice talking to you. I should get going. And take care.
That's a lot of really useful, real phrases, Jenny. And remember, everyone, the secret isn't perfect grammar. It's warmth, it's curiosity, and it's that little ping-pong game of questions and answers.
So beautifully said, James. All right, now it's time for our favorite part, the question of the day.
Here's our question for you. Tell us in the comments, what's the most awkward small talk moment you've ever had? In English or in your own language?
What's the most awkward small talk moment you've ever had?
Maybe it was a silent elevator ride or a strange comment at the grocery store. We really want to hear your story.
Yes, please share it in the comments below. We read every single one, and honestly, they always make us laugh or feel like, oh my gosh, me too.
And if this video helped you feel a little more confident about small talk, please give it a like and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
It really helps our channel grow, and it helps more learners like you find these lessons.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
It was such a lovely conversation, as always. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, every small conversation is a small step forward.
Take care, everyone.
See you next time on The Learning Lab.